Hey though, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy, G Tactical Jody, and we back with another one, baby. Hey, listen. I know you see the title of that video already, so you already know what we getting into. I'm not gonna hold y'all. This gonna be a quick one. We gonna run this down, man. Today, I done finally picked up. I ain't even gotta say nothing. Ski. I done finally picked up a Apex trigger, man, and I threw it in my PSA dagger, or one of my PSA daggers. You know what I'm saying? And this thing go crazy. Let me tell y'all right now. I actually got the full Apex trigger kit. This is the polymer trigger kit, and it come with a connector, a safety plunger, and a trigger bar. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The trigger shoe is my favorite part about it, of course. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got it. This trigger shoe go crazy. Now the shape, people say they don't like the shape, but it's really different than every other trigger. Like, everybody's copying like that Johnny Glock trigger look now. Everybody that's doing like new triggers, flat face triggers, they copying that Johnny Glock look. Like from the profile, everything look like a Johnny Glock's. And go down in the comments and tell me if I'm tripping. Like, a lot of these people that's coming out with new triggers for Glocks, the flat face shoes, the Vex shoes, they all look like Johnny Glock triggers. Like, I just seen, no, I'm not gonna call nobody out. I don't even want to call nobody out, but most definitely like a handful of trigger manufacturers, whether they be small time or big time, been doing it. Like, Johnny Glock probably ain't even the first one that did that design on his trigger. You know what I'm saying? How it looked from the profile. But anyway, enough of that. We here to talk about that Apex trigger, man. This go crazy. The best thing about this trigger is how comfortable it is to the finger, man. If you look, and I hope y'all can see this, it got that little lip on the end towards the bottom of the trigger, and that just cuff your finger. Just like soon as you put your finger, you know what I'm saying, as soon as you engage the safety, you know what I'm saying, as soon as you engage that safety, your finger is locked in the right place, and it's not coming off the right place. You know what I'm saying? No more fumbling around with that curved trigger. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know a lot of y'all, and even me, can shoot a curve, OEM, regular Glock trigger just fine. You know what I'm saying? But an improvement is an improvement at the end of the day. So, hey, I love my Glock stock, but I also want to deck them out too at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it to y'all like this. Like, check it out. I'm gonna keep buying Glocks. I'm not gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have bare bone stock Glocks, and then I'm gonna have modded out Glocks, just cause I love Glocks so much. You feel me? So it really don't matter when I start modding stuff out. I already got it in my head like that's not my first, and it's not gonna be my last. You know what I'm saying? So you feel me? Really the best of both worlds. But as far as this Dagger build, man, and this trigger, it really go crazy. Now, I installed the whole kit in here, and I've been hearing a lot of people talking about the connector and how they don't like how light the brake is. Not even how light the brake is. They don't like how it's a rolling brake. You know what I'm saying? But when I was playing with it, I'm not gonna cap, it is a rolling brake. But check it out. It's a difference between a gritty rolling brake, you know what I'm saying, and a smooth rolling brake. This Apex trigger got a smooth rolling brake. You know what I'm saying? It don't feel gritty. It don't feel unnatural to the finger. It's still predictable. It's not as predictable as a stock Glock connector. It's not as predictable as a Overwatch Precision MP3 connector. Is not as predictable. You know what I'm saying? Those other connectors got crispier brakes. You know what I'm saying? This is not as crispy. Most definitely. It's just what it is. It's the geometry behind the connector, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, if you dry firing with this or pulling, like if I'm gonna pull the trigger real slow for y'all like this. Here's your wall, 90 degrees. See that little roll? Then you get your brake. You know what I'm saying? Show y'all the reset real quick. Boom, right there, back at 90 degrees. Little roll. then your brake, you know what I'm saying? But I say that to say, if I'm pulling the trigger real slow, you feel me, you gonna feel that roll, you feel me? But if you actually firing this gun, you're not really gonna feel the roll like that. Now don't get me wrong, if you firing this trigger back to back with stock Glock trigger, then you gonna feel the difference, you know what I'm saying? But if this is your setup, I promise you, you're gonna be happy with it, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you train with it, you hear me? Especially if you train with it. Because like on my last video, y'all seen when I installed the Overwatch Precision MP3 connector, that's my first time, besides the stock Dagger trigger, that's my first time messing with any trigger other than a 6-pound Glock trigger. So I was breaking straight through that wall, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I say, if you train with it, you gotta know what you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a 3.5-pound trigger, 4-pound trigger, then you gotta treat it as such, you feel me? When you presenting the firearm, you feel me? When you getting that initial take up to the wall, you gotta be mindful. This is a 4-pound trigger. This ain't no 6-pound trigger. So you gotta be a little bit lighter on your getting to the wall. You feel me? You gotta be a little bit lighter. And that's actually good trigger discipline. That's all it really is at the end of the day. That's just good trigger discipline, because even on a 6-pound trigger, that'll help you. Having a lighter trigger, and I really believe this, having a lighter trigger, you feel me, will give you better trigger discipline overall when it comes to messing with any gun, any pistol, you feel me? Yeah, and I really believe that. But yeah, this trigger, this is a good trigger, you feel me? I just showed y'all the take up, the break, the reset, you know what I'm saying? And I've been dry firing with it. I haven't took it in the field yet. I ain't took it in the field, but just for dry firing this, it's fire. Like, I really like how this shoot feel. It got a wide safety blade on here, so it's not uncomfortable at all. This is probably tied up with a Shadow Systems trigger. For my favorite trigger shoe, most comfortable trigger shoe, this and Shadow Systems trigger shoes is my favorite so far. Now, I haven't tried no Timney, I haven't tried no Johnny Glocks, I haven't tried no Overwatch Precision, Polydad, Polytac, you know what I mean? All those triggers, I haven't tried them yet, you feel me? But this Apex trigger, I'm gonna tell y'all, would I recommend it? Would I recommend this shoe, the whole kit? I definitely would, especially if you trying to transition from that heavy 6-pound break on a Glock trigger and you want something a little more comfortable. I say all day, go for the Apex trigger. And this another thing, cause I got Polymer 80 flat face triggers, you feel me? And them flat face triggers, I didn't like them at first. Then I found out why I didn't like them. Once I installed a 3.5 connector, I installed that Overwatch Precision connector. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. This is my Dagger compact. I installed this trigger in here, and at first I didn't like this trigger in here, but that's because how heavy the brake was with all OEM internals. But then I turned around and I threw that Overwatch Precision MP3 connector in here, and now this trigger, like, I like flat face. I didn't like flat face triggers with a 6-pound brake. You see what I'm saying? But with a 4-pound brake, with a 4-pound, man, I'll buy a couple more of these P80 flat face triggers now. It's crazy. So it wasn't the shoe that was bothering me. I thought it was. It wasn't the shoe at all. It was just how heavy the brake was. And I'm just telling y'all that, my subscribers, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all that because y'all might think that a flat face trigger might be uncomfortable or something. You might love curved triggers and don't really want to dive into the flat face game, and you're not really sure, you know what I'm saying? You're not really sure what you want to do, and you probably somebody who haven't dove into lighter triggers like I just was until I had just, you know what I'm saying, switched over. It made the switch into messing with connectors and all that. So I'm telling y'all this to tell y'all, yeah, it is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, all stock OEM Glocks is cool. They great for self-defense and all that. But when you want to dibble and dabble, you know what I'm saying, and you just want to get your training up, you know what I'm saying, and just learn more, you know what I'm saying, become a better shooter all around, you know what I'm saying, I say start playing with lighter triggers. Eventually, I advise you, you know what I'm saying? I recommend you start playing with different triggers in your Glocks, you know what I'm saying? I can't speak for other guns and this and that, but when it comes to Glocks, I say start playing with lighter triggers and stuff, man, for real. Because I'm learning a lot, most definitely, because I really thought that this trigger right here was ass. And I even said that in one of my shorts, and I might go take that short down. No, I'm playing, but you feel me? That was like, I should have never said that, because I didn't like how that trigger felt with a 6-pound break, like I already said. But with a 4-pound break, man, with a 4-pound break, it's crispy. Shout out to Overwatch Precision Reset. Boom. Crispy. With a lighter break, it makes things that much easier. But like I said, you gotta train with it, man. You gotta train with it. So like I said, I would 100 times over recommend the Apex trigger, man. Most def. But if you somebody who never had a lighter trigger, if you never had a lighter trigger before, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna take some getting used to. That's all I'm gonna say. It's definitely gonna take some getting used to. But once you do get used to it, once you do get used to prepping the wall and getting through the break without, you know what I mean, without smashing through the wall every time, you know what I'm saying, like I was doing, because I definitely was in dry fire, you feel me? Once you get through that, you're gonna be straight. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. It's butter. This is one of the most comfortable trigger shoes that I ever messed with. The whole kit is beautiful. The whole kit is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to talk about prices, but I will say that the polymer trigger kit is definitely cheaper than a aluminum trigger kit. And you know, the Glock trigger is already polymer, so moving to another polymer trigger, you know what I'm saying, it's still an upgrade. Don't go for the hype and spend more money on the aluminum when the polymer one feel good too, you know what I'm saying? So I would advise y'all to don't spend the extra money and go ahead and pick up the polymer trigger kit, you feel me? And you're gonna be straight. That's on me. Like, I'm gonna show y'all this one more time, because this go crazy. Like, it's hella comfortable, no cap. Your wall right there, it's a defined wall, not as defined as an Overwatch Precision connector or a stock Glock trigger, you know what I'm saying? But it's a wall, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Break. And the break is not mushy on here. Now I got a P80 with a P80 parts kit, you know what I'm saying, all P80 internals, and that break is mushy, you know what I'm saying? That break is mushy. It still has a tactical clip, you know what I'm saying, the P80, but it's mushy, especially when I like pair it up against this. It's a difference. It's definitely a difference. You don't want no mushy trigger. I don't know, you might want a mushy trigger, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't met nobody who do, for real. But this Apex trigger kit, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's not no mushy trigger. It's not no gritty trigger, you know what I'm saying? You get a clean take up, nice clean take up, and you get a crispy break, you know what I'm saying? And you get a crispy break. It's a rolling break, you know what I'm saying? But when you live firing this in real time, that roll, you're really not gonna feel that roll, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be ready to get right back on that wall and take your next shot. So, you know what I'm saying? I would recommend the whole kit. Now, don't get me wrong. Me personally, like right now, I'm gonna keep it just like this. I'm definitely gonna keep it just like this. But hey, man, y'all let me know in the comments right now if y'all rocking with the Dagger build, you know what I'm saying? I got the +2 extension on here. I wrapped her up with some Howie's hockey tape. This is a non-stretch hockey tape. I have bought both of them, the stretchy and the non-stretchy, and it turned out that the non-stretchy, you know what I'm saying, is more grippy. So if y'all was gonna get y'all some Howie's hockey tape, I recommend the non-stretchy. I chromed out the barrel, and no, this is not the stock Dagger barrel. I went ahead and threw a Combat Armory barrel in here. You see how it protrude out? The stock Dagger barrel don't protrude outside of the slide like that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just did it to this barrel because I didn't want to do it to the stock Dagger barrel. I didn't want to do that. So yeah, did that, chromed them out, and then my old light that y'all have seen on another one of my builds on the channel, if you watch the channel, I went ahead and tried to chrome that out best as I could, you feel me? It just complement the barrel, you feel me? And if you gotta get close up on the light to see, you know what I'm saying, all the spots that I didn't get and all that. But hey, it's still sexy. I love it, man. I love it. Of course, we got the Apex trigger on here, the newest addition to the family, you feel me? And yeah, man, I gotta get me a dot, man. I gotta get me a dot on here. Y'all let me know in the comments which red dot I should get for this specific build right here. Let me know in the comments, man. I'm thinking either a Gideon Omega, or I might do, y'all let me know which Gideon or which Siley optic I should get for this. Right now, I'm not really finna mess with Swamp Fox. I'm not finna mess with Vortex. At least right now, you know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely gonna be seeing them on the channel in the future, but for right now, I really want to mess with Gideon and I really want to mess with Siley. So like I said, hey, hit me in the comments right now. Stop what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Let me know which Gideon or which Siley optic y'all want to see on this build. But yeah, man, this is my Apex trigger, man. This was my Apex trigger review on my PSA Dagger. And if y'all rocking with this build, like this video, my man. Like this video. Hit me in the comments. Let me know if you like the Dagger. If you like daggers, let me know which one you have or which one you aspiring to get, you know what I'm saying? And let me know why in the comments. Yes, sir. And hey, man, it's your boy G Tactical Jody. I see y'all in the next one.